And welcome back. The Summit League Track and Field Championships continued today in Macomb, Illinois. Laura Bowman won the hammer throw yesterday for USD, and today a pair of her teammates came away big winners. Brittany Kerr, a coyote, wins the high jump with a leap of 5 feet 5 inches. Then it's Kimberly Peterson in the pole vault, 13 feet 6.5 inches. That's good enough for the victory. Derek Miles just has like this dynasty going in pole vaulting for the last decade. It's unbelievable. Let's go to your team scores after day number 2. On the women's side, North Dakota State has the lead. South Dakota State's in second place. Or I should say South Dakota's in second place, South Dakota State in fourth. Again, Brittany Kerr wins the high jump. Rachel King of South Dakota State wins the steeplechase. And your pole vault winner, Peterson of USD on the men's side. SDSU is in second place. South Dakota's in third place. And Kyle Burdick of South Dakota State wins the 10,000 meter run in a time of just over 31 minutes. Well, after playing so many playoff games in such a short period of time, a break has been perfect for the Stampede. The sweep of Tri-City gave this group plenty of time to savor what they'd done and get ready for the Clark Cup Finals, which start tomorrow night at the Premier Center. And don't think the coach isn't happy about all this extra time off.
Well, I think it's good for me because we get a little bit of space between the last game to the next game, can reflect upon it, can get rested up. For the guys, it's great because they get a chance to get rested up, and some of them are tired mentally and physically, and a couple guys are hurt. So, no, it's good.
The Herd have gone 8-1 so far in the postseason. They've just been awesome. But they will play another team that's also been red hot. In their 2 games during the regular season, get this, the Stampede beat the Steel 8-6 and 7-4. I can pretty much guarantee you these playoff games will not be 8-6 and 7-4. They're always much lower scoring in the playoffs. Here's your schedule. Friday and Sunday, they'll be at the Premier Center. Then the following Friday and Saturday in Chicago. And Game 5, if necessary, it's a best of 5, will be back at the Premier Center on Tuesday. Well, the heavy-hitting Augustana Vikings went after their 52nd win of the season in the Central Region Tournament at Winona this afternoon against Missouri Western, and that's Kendall Cornick with a line drive to right field. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Scores Ashley Mitchell, ties the game up at 1-1. Bottom of 2, Vikes would add another run. Maggie Dunnett has a runner on third with 1 out. That's a deep enough fly to score Christina Pickett. And Augustana, after falling behind 6-3, rallies to win with 2 runs in the bottom of the last inning. Final score 8-7. They will play Winona tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We'll hope to have highlights of that. That should be a great game. Those 2 teams combined for over 100 wins so far this year. As the softball league tournament moves into a double elimination round, beating tournament's host North Dakota State moves front and center for South Dakota State. Easier said than done, since the Bison have won 10 of the last 11 tournament titles. Jacks get a shot first today in this game they won their game yesterday against UND. Bison jump on top early. Kara Beatty connects on a 3-run bomb. It's 4-0 in favor of the Bison. They get more here on that ball that goes down the third baseline for a double. It's 5-0 now. Jacks play some long ball to try to catch up. Mallory McQuiston with a solo shot to one of the deepest parts of the park. That makes it 5-1. Top 7 down 6-1. Allie Herdliska belts a 2-run homer, pulls them to within 3, but that was your final 6-3 in favor of the Bison. Now we move on to the Coyotes as they played their game against Fort Wayne. Bottom 1, Alyssa Fernandez. She goes yard. That makes it a 1-0 game for USD. Bottom of 3, they'd add on Lauren E. McGill, slapping one up the middle for a base hit. That brings home Alexis Egan. Makes it a 2-0 game, and then USD puts it away in the 5th. Jessica Rogers, the player of the week last week with that monster game against SDSU, her 8th home run of the season. Coyotes win it 5-1 was your final. So that brings us around to SDSU in the elimination game against Fort Wayne. Up 2-0 in the first inning on 2 bases loaded walks. Guess what happens here? Mallory McQuiston cleans the bases with a grand slam. It's 6-0. I was at a banquet. I figured they won easy. They didn't win easy. It's 7-6, bottom of 7, bases loaded, 2 outs. And watch this play at short. And watch the stretch by Hrdlicka. Out of there. Oh, that hurt to watch that stretch. Because if that play doesn't happen, they might have got 2 runs and won the game. State wins it. Their season's still alive. Your final was 7-6. And again, USD will take on North Dakota State tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So we'll have lots of softball highlights for you tomorrow as well. South Dakota, Augustana wins 4-1 in college baseball. As Mix had 3 base hits, Northern just lost on a walk-off by Ty Buck. They lose in the bottom of the 10th inning to MSU Mankato. 4-2 was your final score there. Now in 2 weeks, the SDSU baseball team will head down to Tulsa for the Summit League tournament. Whether they're the 1, 2, or 3 seed will likely depend on this weekend series with Oral Roberts. The Jacks come into their final home series tomorrow, 2 games back in the first place Omaha and 2 ahead of ORU. Though they took 2 out of 3 from the Eagles in Tulsa back in the middle of March, they expect a fight on senior weekend from the Golden Eagle program that's won 19 of the last 21 Summit League tournament titles.
They didn't have a great weekend last weekend, so they'll come in ready to go, and they have a lot to play for, and we have a lot to play for, so it should be a fun weekend. We have alumni weekend. We'll honor our seniors this weekend, so a lot going on.
And that's sports. We'll all be right back.